Hi there, Bill Hitchcock. Fantastic program for you. By the way, before I get started, something I've forgotten to say for almost a year now. Please like and subscribe. We'll talk about that a little later on. Yes, we're talking about the Wildlife Resources Commission again. We're talking about the speckled trout again, and the reason why is you got a public comment period coming up that I want you to take full advantage of. First off, I'm going to read the press release. Then I want to read to you an email that was sent to me by Christian Waters with the Wildlife Resources Commission. And then we're going to be showing you some maps and some other things. Hang on, here we go. Yes, it's going to be one of those things. You're not going to see fish jumping out of the water and people yelling and screaming and stuff like that. You're going to get some hardcore information. There are some changes with speckled trout. And when you see, oh, this is great. When you see the next presentation from about the upcoming Marine Fisheries Commission meeting, you're going to hear about even some more changes about the old speckled trout, among other fish. Let's jump on into it. The Wildlife Resources Commission notices temporary rule to close recreational spotted sea trout harvest. Oh, I know about that. You don't know about this. Hang on. During its business meeting last February 6th, which we brought to you, by the way, hopefully you recall. If not, the link's right below. We just did it on February 6th. Wildlife Resources Commission voted to notice a temporary rule that would close the recreational harvest of spotted sea trout in inland and joint hook and line fishing waters from May 1st through June 15th. Remember that June 15th date when we get to the marine fisheries. Is it going to change? Enhancing a temporary rule will help avoid public confusion given the North Carolina Department of the Division of Marine Fisheries' recent proclamation to close both commercial and recreational spotted sea trout harvests in coastal and joint waters due to widespread cold stun events. This is what the closure with the Division of Marine Fisheries and with the Wildlife Resources Commission, it's all about the cold stun event. The Division of Marine Fisheries has proclamation authority where the director in 48 hours can go just about anything. They don't have that with the Wildlife Resources Commission. They talk about that. It says because the Wildlife Commission does not have proclamation authority and we have to work through the rulemaking process, the earliest this would be effective is May 1st, 2025. Wildlife Resources Commission can't do anything because they don't have proclamation authority. They've got to go through the rulemaking process, and the earliest that could put a stop to the fishing for speckled trout would be May 1st. Now, this is where you come in. Please join in. The North Carolina Wildlife Resources Commission will hold a virtual public hearing on February 27th at 2 p.m. regarding the temporary rulemaking. Pre-registration is required. I've already done it. The public can register online. I'm putting that up for you right now. Comments can be submitted one of three ways. You can do it online, you can write it, or you can call them. How about that? I want you to participate with this, and Marine Fisheries Commission meetings coming up after this, or actually before this. I want you to participate. I want to tell you about that email that I got from Christian Waters. It says, "Good morning, Bill. DMF was able to take immediate action by issuing a proclamation." We just talked about that. The rulemaking process for the Wildlife Resources Commission is dictated, the Administrative Procedures Act requires the WRC to notice the proposed rule amendment, which was done last week, a public comment period. This is where they want you to participate. I want you to participate. The Rules Review Commission must approve the rule amendment, and finally the rule can be published in the North Carolina Administrative Code. Listen to this. To accomplish these steps, the earliest the WRC could close the season is May 1. The date was not selected. This is the question I asked Christian Waters. Was there a biological component to the decision of May 1. He says the date was not selected based on biological justification, but instead based on the legal authority vested in the Wildlife Resources Commission. That's why May 1st. I mean, that's the earliest that they could shut down the speckled trout fishery due to the cold stun event is May 1st because they don't have proclamation authority. They've got to go through the chain of command, so to speak. They've got to go through a public comment period, which is what I want to talk to you about right now. If you are commenting, please remember your goal is to effectively communicate your thoughts and opinions and experiences. That's your goal. So be clear, concise, and to the point. Contrary and opposing viewpoints are great, are wonderful. They actually want to hear these things, but don't be adversarial. That just turns the volume off when somebody's going, blah, 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 you're stupid, you blah, blah. Don't do that. Don't do that. Again, I can't stress enough that conflicting ideas is fine. They're looking for it. They can't be everywhere, see everything. So hopefully with all the fishermen out and about, you can. So you can tell them about it. The other thing is if you make a claim, please cite supporting materials. I can't tell you how many meetings I've seen people sitting in front of a Marine Fisheries Commission or whatever, spouting all sorts of numbers and quote unquote facts that either they made up or we don't know where they came from. And the people listening to you know this. And so unfortunately, not only is your information invalid, it invalidates you and invalidates what you're trying to accomplish. So please cite any fact or figure. Now I'm going to get in trouble for this. I'll give you an example. For, I don't know, 20 years, people have been saying for every pound of shrimp caught in a trawler, there's 4.5 pounds of bycatch. No. And the reason why I say no, well, here's the main reason. The person who came up with that was Dr. Lewis Daniel, who at the time was the director of the North Carolina Division of Marine Fisheries. I have the transcript of the meeting where he apologized for that number. He said he was under pressure, under the gun to get that information out. He banned the Division of Marine Fisheries from using that number. Look at that. From using that number, and for about 20 years, it's an invalid number. But I just saw a few months ago somebody at a Marine Fisheries Commission meeting using that number. So folks know the valid information. I want you to be heard. So please use real, true, valid information. And I'll leave you with this. Anecdotal evidence is great. Anecdotal, that means you're out there and you saw something. You don't have a fact or a figure or a book or a citation or a research or a document or anything. You just saw it. They want to hear it. Again, they can't be everywhere. The Division of Marine Fisheries or the Wildlife Resources Commission or whoever, they can't be everywhere at all times. So they are dependent on what you see. And I would suggest, since we're in the world of cell phones, take a picture of it, take a video of it. Just document it, show it. If you were out in a cold stun area for trout and saw none, take a picture, document it, tell them, I didn't see any. If you're in an area where you saw 1,000 fish stunned, take a picture of it, document it, tell us about it, tell them about it. So please, I beg of you, the truth is what we're after, I hope. And if it's the truth, it's the truth. If it hurts you and me, it hurts you and me, but if it's the truth, let's do that. Let's stick to the truth. Now I want to go to these maps real quickly. I've been showing maps from the Division of Marine Fisheries on where the coastal waters are, the joint waters, and inland waters. Well, it got kind of confusing and I had some comments. So this time I went to the Wildlife Resources Commission website for their maps. Now take a look at this. When you go to their site, for the maps to show you where inland and joint and coastal waters are, you're going to see that. You can go, what the squeegee is that all about? Zoom on in. And when you zoom on in, here I'm showing you a picture right now. I'm showing you an area where if you look, the blue outline area or the blue area is the coastal area. The red outline area is the joint area. The non-outline, or appears to be black, is the inland area. And it can be confusing. I mean, take a look at the Belhaven area. You see it's blue, then you start going east towards Scranton, and you see all of a sudden it's red. But watch that red that goes all the way to the Alligator River. But tributaries off of that are in black. So here you've got a combination. You're starting off in coastal, then you're into joint, and then all of a sudden off of the joint you have inland waters. It can be confusing, but go to the Wildlife Resources Commission. When you see this thing that says maps, you'll see that. Just zoom to where you want to be. They usually, in their presentation, they use New Bern as an example, but they will show you exactly where inland, joint, and coastal waters are. That's it for right now. I just wanted to make sure that you know about this open meeting that's coming up through the Wildlife Resources Commission. They want you to participate. Again, they're saying June 15th is what the Division of Marine Fisheries said is the closure, but as you're going to find out in the next presentation with the with the Marine Fisheries Commission, that June 15th date might be pushed back. So we're going to find out. I'm Bill Hitchcock. If you want to get up with me, BillHitchcock@mail.com, BillHitchcock@mail.com, or just post right here at YouTube. Until next time, see ya.